teachers, the only piece of specific information about Naguma's teachers that I could have from my sources is her connection with a certain Lavapa, according to two accounts by Taranatha. However, Lavapa is not mentioned by name in Naguma's life story, where it says only that she directly saw the truth of the nature of phenomenon just by hearing some instructive advice from a few adept masters. Isn't that how Dzogchen is? All you gotta hear it from the right person, and next thing you know, you're on a whole different level. So the only two named masters in the life story are Naropa and Ratnavadra, and then only as cohabitants in Kashmir. Again, the commonly held belief that Naguma received the six dharmas from Naropa seems to be unsubstantiated. In fact, the Blue Angles, following a similar statement in Kungpo Gnalchor's biography, quotes Naguma saying that these six doctrines are known only to myself and Lavapa. Ah, see? And that's why they're probably kept relatively secret for many different reasons. Many people would not understand, especially at the higher levels. Their minds would be very busy and caught up in stuff. And then on top of that, you had other religions that were competing for people's attention. So it would have been probably known by a few. And look at how few here. I feel like that's real talk right there. That Naguma said that it's only known to me and Lavapa. Most likely, Lavapa was the one who passed it to Naguma. Then it is, however, difficult to identify this Lavapa. Taranatha provides some nice anecdotes of an Acharya Lavapa in the seven instruction lineages and discusses him again in his history. He is also mentioned by Naropa's guru, Tilopa, as one of his four human teachers and the one from whom he received dream yoga or lucid clarity, depending on the account. And to me, that makes perfect sense that Tilopa would have got the teachings from Lavapa. I wasn't totally convinced that Tilopa was Naguma's teacher, probably Naropa's teacher, but could have been. Most likely the lineage, though, looks like it's going Lavapa, Naguma, uh, Lavapa, Tilopa, and then Naguma probably started out teaching Naropa, then he went to Tilopa. But that's just my guess. So, some sources identify Acharya Lavapa with Kambulapada, one of the 84 great adepts, Mahasiddhas, of Indian Buddhism, who is associated with the conversion activities in the west of India. Yeah, those 84 Mahasiddhis are highly interesting. We'll probably be going over many of those and some of the stories. Varupa, for example, is a fascinating figure who's credited with the first mention of Hatha Yoga. He's the founder of the Sakya school of Tibetan Buddhism, and he's really all over the place. So that's why you can't draw this hard line between, you can't say yoga isn't in Buddhism either. So Taranatha does not seem to make his identity, and we are left with a lack of information on this Lavapa of the East, other than that he is called the Lesser, that is, younger or latter Lavapa. Here is another version of Taranatha with his veiled jab at this unidentified Lavapa. She listened for a bit to instructions from Lavapa of the East, and after meditating for 7 days together with the Master himself, she became a Dakini of timeless awareness with a rainbow body. She manifested the realization of the eighth ground. It is said that Lavapa of the East did not gain the full rainbow body because he left behind a palm-sized portion of the crown of his head. This Lavapa is the lesser. The name Nigu accords with the Indian language, which has Nigupta and is said to mean truly secret or truly hidden. In fact, it is the code language of the Dakinis of timeless awareness. Ah, yes. The next section will go over code language, Twilight language. If you're interested in that, uh, do an internet search on Twilight language. So the idea is that the teachings are always going to be kind of encrypted based on your realization, based on how far you yourself have gotten, and so you won't be able to understand the next level until you have that awakening. But also the studies, you have to study the Dharma. They have endless enumerations. The one single path, the two truths, the three poisons, the four noble truths, the five perfections, five poisons, six perfections, the 7 points of posture, 8 noble 8 noble path, the eightfold noble path, the 9 yanas, the 10 virtuous action. It goes on and on like that. So, but that's why they have the enumerations, because it weaves together like a dharma basket. And then when they switch up the enumerations, then of course that might throw us off. But it is very fun to decode this stuff, and I'm happy that Sarah Harding also noticed and is going to talk about that a little bit. So we can end here. Thank you everybody for participating and hanging out during that text exploration once again.